Okay, I'm with Andrew Phillips of the RV Repair Centre, collector and restorer extraordinaire. Case in point is this Caravan behind us. Andrew, this is a 1975 Franklin that you have fully restored, and you might remember we have had a look at this van during the process of the restoration, but Andrew, it's finished.
It's done, we're all finished with it now. So yeah, when you last saw it, I believe it was in paint stage. We had the trim nearly finished inside. We were putting a new kitchen in because, as you recall, the mouse went in the wall and got into the kitchen cabinet, so we had to build a new kitchen. From memory, the white paint was on and we were masking up for the colour flash to go on.
Now, speak to me about the cladding, because that is still the original cladding, isn't it?
Original cladding. We replaced the front and rear rolls. I can still get F3 cladding. The side sheets, F1, are no longer available. So a mate of mine, Ronnie Hume, he's an old school panel beater. He came down and he spent weeks and weeks and weeks repairing the side sheets, ready for paint. It had aluminium annex on the side, so it had all the pot rivets down the side of it. The other side had been torn open by a can opener because he got too close. Somebody got too close somewhere. So we had to cut a hole in the internal wall to brace the aluminium so it could be repaired and put back together. But several weeks later, yeah, we got into it and painted it, and here we are.
And you've even gone so far as to recreate stickers, you know, from the original dealership where the Caravan was sold.
We did, yeah. It came from originally in Croydon, and because I grew up in caravans, I remembered what the dealership sticker looked like, and I had one too, Max. So my brother-in-law, Andy, made them up for me. The Princeton label on the side, we duplicated the one that came off the Caravan. We heated it up, peeled it off before we painted it. And the same with the Franklin badges. We blew them back, polished the chrome, and then repainted the orange back in there.
When it comes to the exterior of the Caravan, what was the sort of the hardest things that you had to overcome or to repair?
The hardest part would have been the slice down the side where it was can open, trying to get that to match the way the profile is on the Caravan itself.
And the weight of the van, what is it, about 1,700 kilos?
It's about 1,700 kilos, so it weighs hardly anything. Loaded up, we took it to Marysville, loaded up, it was just under 2 tonne.
And you towed it behind this beast?
I towed it behind my P6 LTD.
Now, what you've got to know about Andrew is that, as I said, he's a mad keen collector and restorer, and this is really only scratching the surface of what you've done in your life. But let's keep the focus on the van. So it's 27 foot and only 1,700 kilos.
Correct, yes. So the way Franklin built their caravans, it was polystyrene walls. It had timber frame around the windows. It had aluminium framing around the exterior that would hold the front and rear walls together. But basically it's just polystyrene through the whole Caravan.
They just don't build them like that anymore. You would not get a 27 footer for 1,700 kilos.
There's no inverter, there's no air conditioner, there's no gas heater.
No.
There's nothing. She's the plain Jane, just a simple everyday Caravan from the 70s. Let's have a look inside.
All right. As I said, this is going to be my genuine reaction. I've not seen it since you've finished it. Oh my God. Now this fridge, obviously that's a new fridge. You couldn't source the original?
No, the original one, the mice had got through it. Then I wanted to go the same size as the original. I couldn't get one.
But the fascia on this Dometic fridge, you've obviously chosen that to match the decor.
That's the fascia off the old fridge.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So we pulled it out and spun it around the other way to get the nice new look, and then cut it down and put it in there. And
this dinette, you reupholstered?
It's all reupholstered, yes. Yeah, that's the closest I could get to the material.
And a Caravan with carpet. I
mean, carpet.
That's 1970s, isn't it? This is so 70s.
That's the closest shag pile I could get to.
Shag pile carpet in the Caravan. They don't make Caravans like this anymore. And it's huge.
It's mint. It's brilliant.
Yeah, so up here we've got the 2 dining areas. Now, as I recall, the bed base was something that you sourced out of another Franklin.
Another Franklin, yeah. Our daughter Lana put a notice on Marketplace for an old bed base for a Franklin. And this chap over in Heidelberg, I think he wanted to pull his bed base out to build a boxed-in bed. I bought it off him. So we got the genuine Franklin.
These light fixtures as well, are they all original?
They're all original, yeah. Well, there was some missing, but because I collect,
you just went to your shed
I went to the shed and got some, yeah.
You just happened to have 1970s Franklin light fixtures.
Yes.
As you do. Would you ever consider putting in something like a diesel heater or something? It's too modern.
No, Max, no, we're not doing that.
That would be
It'd be
sacrilege.
too modern, yes.
Yeah. Because I guess, you know, for people who don't know, Andrew's philosophy is to keep things as original as possible and to reuse all the original components where possible.
Yes.
Okay, Andrew, this is the original upright stove, right?
It is correct, yes.
And a lot of restoration work's gone into it.
It has. Again, tracking down new old stock burners because they normally rust and break apart. We literally pulled the whole stove apart, pulled it back to as it was when it was built from brand new, because the mouse went through it again, and replaced anything that was broken. I had, as I do, I had a grill in stock for it because the grill had rusted out. We had that there. Once it was all finished, we had our plumber come in and do a test on it to make sure everything was up to speed and it was safe. And then we mounted it back in the caravan.
You were saying earlier to me off camera that there used to be a instant hot water service.
There was an instantaneous hot water service.
So why did you get rid of that?
We can't have them in a caravan anymore, that model hot water service in a caravan anymore.
You can't have the burner physically inside the van.
Yes, so the hot water service in this caravan is in there, in behind here. So it's all totally sealed and vents to the outside.
Which is part of the Australian standards now.
Correct, yes. So that in the day, an instantaneous in the cupboard was okay, but we can't have a naked flame like that burning in the caravan because of the carbon monoxide. So I left the cupboard, we took the hot water service out, we left all the trimmings there, just left it as a cupboard.
Am I right in thinking that the Four Seasons hatch as well is just something that you had floating around?
Yeah, they're brand new hatches. The only difference with them to what was in the caravan when I purchased it, this trim here is powder coated white. Originally, the caravan had natural anodized aluminium.
The storage as well inside this van is...
It's pretty good.
It's crazy. You've got a full wardrobe down the back there.
And a wardrobe for the kids.
Wardrobe for the kids and a little bathroom as well.
Have you been into the bathroom?
Oh, I haven't seen
go
it,
check
no.
out the bathroom, have a look. It's got the old porta potty,
Oh, no way.
And the mirror on the shower wall, the little tub.
It's not going to leak, is it?
It's not going to leak, no.
So fully loaded, like what can you go up to?
The car can only pull, I think it's 2,300 kilos, which is all that tow bar and the car can tow. The caravan loaded when we went to Marysville was just under 2 tonne.
And you were able to pull it up all those hills?
Very slow. The hill into Marysville was first, second, all the way up. And Linda's sitting there thinking, we're going to get there. I said, don't stress, it'll be all right. It's the 351. Yeah. It'll just haul it over. We'll just be slow, but we'll just crawl over it. It'll be fine. We got there, it was all good.
Well, my final question to you, Andrew, is does this become just another collector's piece for you that goes in your shed, or does it become your family, getaway machine?
No, it'll be parked away for a little bit, and then when I feel like I can get it out in the rain, we'll take it out, and it'll go back away again. And I've kept one of the last Coronets we built for the kids to use. So I've still got that.
And what's your favourite thing about this whole restoration?
It was finding one that I knew I used to close doors on when I was younger.
Is that the reason behind this whole project? Because it reminds you of your childhood?
Yeah. Just seeing the caravans when they were brand new. And it's a little bit upsetting sometimes. You'll see people will paint the sides of them and you think, well, geez, when that was brand new, like it looked awesome. And now they're painted inside, they're painted outside, whereas I'd like to bring it back to its former glory, how it was in the day. Like my LTD, we brought it back to how it was in the day.